Hi there, welcome to John's Medicare Minute. This week we are going to continue our talk about senior scams, and we're actually going to do a two-part series, once this week, one next week. And the first one that we're going to focus on, the first part, is going to be focused on the coronavirus or the COVID-19 scams or concerns that could be going on right now. So the next week we're going to focus more on some of the other scams that might be more prevalent this time, or at least we'll be more aware of. But this week we're going to focus on COVID-19. So let's go ahead and we will jump into that. One of the first things to take a look at, and regretfully, what we have in a situation now, everybody's holed up at home, everybody's holed up in their office, nobody's having physical contact anymore. And so the one area that was always an area for scammers to try to reach out to seniors is by calling them on the phone. And now that's the only thing they can do. And regretfully, there are calls that are coming from valid sources and calls that are coming from scammers. And so it's always a challenge. The first thing is make sure you understand and recognize what a robocall is, okay? A robocall is when there's not an actual live person. Usually a good recommendation is that when you pick up the phone, maybe pause for just a second before you say anything and see what happens on the other side. See if somebody else says hello first, okay? Don't reveal any information when you answer the phone until you can tell it's somebody actually talking to you. Because a lot of times what they're listening for, these robocalls are listening for sounds to come through the phone for them to recognize and say, okay, I'm going to start blurting out my message. And what they're going to try to pitch you, they're going to pitch you everything from work at home schemes, which we're going to talk about next week, to treatments, coronavirus treatments that you can get, or home test kits, or that sort of thing. Okay, so you want to ignore when you see stuff, when you get phone calls for these, or online. Now, thankfully, a lot more people are online, thankfully, I guess, in some respects. But if you're not that familiar with it, if you haven't used the internet very much before now, and you're joining us on the wonderful World Wide Web, I got that backwards, then you got to be careful, because regretfully not everything's true. So be careful online for scams that are going to offer you vaccinations, because there is no vaccination for COVID-19 yet. Make sure that they may offer you home test kits. Those types of things are scams. Okay, those types of things are not available to the general public, so there's no reason to even look at them. All right. Now, there is a whole lot of fake news going on out there, and there's a whole lot of real news. So, as with anything that you're doing right now, do due diligence and make sure that you're double checking where you're getting your facts from. Okay? Make sure it's not one-sided. Make sure it's coming from the CDC. All right? If you're wanting to have facts, or from the actual offices, governmental offices that should be doing it, the local public health department, the state public health department, that sort of thing. All right? Now, there may be things that regretfully, one of the biggest issues that's come up is there's been a lot of people that have done hoarding with supplies, paper towels, toilet paper. So people might be tempted to go online and try to find some of these things, cleaning products and whatever. If you're going to do that, make sure you're working through a reputable source. Okay, make sure that you know who you're working with and that you know what you're getting. Because regretfully, a lot of times people will try to take that information that you're desperate for, those cleaning supplies or whatever, and either provide you a subpar product or no product at all and just take your money. Okay? Now, we passed the stimulus bill. I know there's a lot of questions about the stimulus bill. If you have questions, make sure you leave them in the comments of this video, and I will make sure to answer them, or maybe even do a video about the stimulus bill and how it affects people in our community. So, what that means is that people are going to be given governmental checks. Do not respond to texts and emails about the checks from the government. Okay? First of all, the government's not going to reach out to you that way. Second of all, those techs are trying to get information from you. They're trying to, they may be asking you, hey, if you want your check, you got to send us your banking information so we can direct deposit it. That's not true. That's not going to happen. All right. When you're going online, make sure you're not clicking on links on whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Google, whether it's in your email. Don't click on links from sources that you don't know. Clicking on links from places that you're not familiar with, that you can't trust, could download viruses on your computer. So if you are going to do that, make sure you have a good virus detection program. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, reach out to me. I have some great people I can refer you to that can help you make sure your computers are well protected against this, as you are being well protected against the virus also. Okay? Now this is where it gets tricky. Watch for emails that claim they're from the CDC or claim they have experts. Okay? There are ways to find out and make sure. Remember, all government websites end in .gov. Just be very, very careful, as I said before, about where you get your information from. And lastly, everybody's worried about the economy. Everybody's worried about their finances. And regretfully, some of the hardest hit in this time period, excuse me, are, no, I do not have coronavirus, I have allergies. Some of the hardest hit in this time period are the charities. Okay? Make sure, if you're going to donate some of your hard-earned money to a charity, and I thoroughly support that, okay, there are some great charities. If you're not sure of one of which you can support, then I know of several that I can recommend to you. If you're going to donate, make sure you know exactly who and how you're donating to, okay? Once again, there's a lot of tricky websites out there, tricky places that will try to convince you that you're putting your money toward XYZ charity, when in reality it's going into their pocket. So these are a lot of the scams that are directly affected because of the coronavirus, all right? And if you look on my Facebook, there's a document that I posted last week. Yeah, last week. A document that I posted last week about this. Thank you for, that was forwarded to me by another partner on the Elder Justice Council that I'm with here in St. Clair County. So you can find that exact document. I will also put the document in the comments in this after this video, so you can find it there. Next week, we're going to talk more about some of the other scams that might come out a little bit and might be a little bit more prevalent right now. So I really appreciate you sticking around with me. This one's a little bit longer, and hopefully they're not all going to be this long, but we'll see. If you like this, please like and share. The only way we can continue to get good information out there is by making sure other people know about it. If you're watching this through my YouTube channel, please subscribe. There'll be a button that'll pop up here at the end of the video, somewhere up over in this area, that you can click on and subscribe to my channel so that you can get all my videos down from there. And as I said, please like and share this video with your friends and family, because regretfully, even though the world may have slowed down, even though the economy may have slowed down, people don't stop getting older. And so there's always going to be a need for people who are going to be confused and frustrated and overwhelmed about what's going on with Medicare and about what's going on with their health insurance and with other aspects of getting older. And I want to be that resource for them, so I'm here to answer those questions. Feel free to, as always, to drop any questions you have in the comments, and I will make sure to address them. Or you can reach out to me. My information is going to be popping up here on the screen here in just a minute. So that's really going along this time. Thank you for your time. I will see you guys next week.